We're under the blossoms.
I love the spot you picked.
Yeah, it's a wonderful spot. Roadkill microphone as well. Okay, you like Beethoven?
I love Beethoven, especially by Chuck Berry.
Well, we're talking about Beethoven as in the real Beethoven, and concert featuring Beethoven's Ninth Symphony.
When is it?
8 p.m. Saturday, Civic Center Theater, with the Peoria Symphony Orchestra and scads of singers on the stage.
Now, when you say scads of singers, you're talking about like, what, a dozen or so?
No, I'm talking more than 200 singers, and this is in addition to maybe a 90-plus musicians as well.
And you were saying what? This is like a significant Beethoven piece because he couldn't even hear it?
That's right, yeah. When Beethoven composed this, by the time it debuted, he could not hear what anybody was performing, so they had to turn him around to see the incredible standing ovation that this piece got.
So let's start this whole thing again, please, on with the upbeat from the basses, cellos, and
of course, David Commande will be leaving the Peoria Symphony Orchestra soon, so this is going to be
Is this his last show?
This is not his last show, but he's going to do one more after this, but it's among the last times you'll be able to see him leading the orchestra, so it should be really, really spectacular, really once every 10-year, 15-year experience to hear Beethoven's Ninth Symphony.
And you were saying what? The Beethoven doesn't just stop at the Civic Center. There's also, what, a movie?
Well, yeah, there's a great movie opening called The Soloist. It features Jamie Foxx and Robert Downey Jr. It's based on a true story. A newspaper columnist found a homeless man suffering from schizophrenia who turned out to be a gifted musical prodigy.
Hi, this is Steve Lopez from the LA Times. I'm calling to see if Nathaniel Ayers attended your school.
He was the most gifted kid I've ever met.
I'm going to write a column about Nathaniel. When people heard that you were just playing with two strings, some of them thought you might want something better to work with. I can't cover that. It's a gift.
And it does actually feature snippets of Beethoven in the movie. So there's Beethoven in the Civic Center Theater, and there is Beethoven in the movie theater as well this weekend.
So are you like totally conflicted this weekend?
I'm conflicted. Well, movies repeat themselves. This one Beethoven performance at the Civic Center doesn't. So I'm going to see that and then go see the movie the next day probably.
All right. So Beethoven all around.
Right.
And any other movies?
Yeah, another great movie opening is called Earth. It follows the lives of 3 species of mothers and babies: polar bears in the Arctic, elephants in Africa's Kalahari Desert, and humpback whales near the equator, and their struggles. And it's supposed to be visually a very compelling film to watch. Great for kids, very interesting for adults. It has an environmental message as well, warning about the climate change and how that affects animal populations.
Any Beethoven music in it by any chance?
You never know. I don't know, but there could be. You know,
we're looking for Beethoven everywhere.
We're looking for we're under the blossoms looking for Beethoven. And we're here with photographer Elijah Sampson at the Peoria Art Guild, where an exhibit is opening on Friday. Tell us the title of the exhibit and the general theme.
The title is Community Connections, and it's my look at the Peoria African American community over approximately the past 20 years through today.
So you'll be able to see the exhibit on Friday at 5:30 with the opening, and there'll be food, and it'll also be up through about June 16th as well.
June 13th.
June 13th, okay.
Correct. It just struck me how serene and majestic he looks, and I don't think that really would have been captured by, what would I say?
A white photographer?
Yeah, white photographer.
All right.
I like Ray there, and you could just see his white hair, and it really struck me that I'd taken an image like that in view of the fact that he died a couple of years later after coming here. That's not a side of Willie that people normally see. Well, for Willie, he's unadorned and he's very vulnerable sitting there. If he was sitting in Africa, you could easily see him transposed to a throne as a African king or some other
maybe a shaman
country like that. Maybe.
And you come at this as a retired engineer, so you sort of linked up the right brain with the left brain, or the left brain with the right brain. But this is sort of another aspect of your personality here.
Can I say I'm a Libra?
Yeah, you can.
So maybe this is more of my comfort zone, and engineering was sort of a way of making a living and supporting my family. But At this point in my life, looking back, I think if I had more knowledge about the opportunities and really knowledge about myself, maybe I would have gone into something like this, photography or something else that was of this nature from the start.
You look at the South Side now, you know, and we recognize it as a part of town with problems, whether we want to call it South Town or however. Do you look at it as all kinds of pictures there that people aren't seeing? I mean, what do you see when you look at that?
Yeah, I think more and more as I've progressed and developed as a photographer, I tend to, I mean, I think I've always tried to look for the good in things, and in particular with regard to this, you know, the subject matter that we're dealing with here, definitely, and I've attempted to show that throughout in all the pictures that you see here, that there's a lot of humanity.
It gets overlooked sometimes.
Yeah, I think so.
I can't work with this pressure.